Who should you choose with your select Dragon Stone? What's up, everybody? Celtic Link here. We're back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, we are taking a look at the available roster of the 2023 Worldwide Celebration Select Dragon Stone and determining who is worth the most value for your stone. This Select Dragonstone is the new replacement for the previous God Dragonstone, the one that allowed you to recruit one of these EZA Dokkan Fest, right? These 8 up here. And previously, they were all recruitable at the SSR level. Now, following the footsteps of last year, where they allowed you to recruit a Dokkan Awakened STR Gogeta and Dokkan Awakened and Janemba, you can now recruit any of the available characters at the Dokkan Awakened status, which means all you have to do is go through the EZA process for them, which, you know, right now, all the EZAs are currently available, and we're about to enter an EZA campaign, so very, very useful for those of you who are new players out there who may not have some of these units, especially these older Dokkan Fests who don't really show up on banners anymore. To add on to that, this year we have an addition. We have the first set of Dokkan Fest characters outside of the original 8, and that is the Fizz Goku Black and the Extreme Tech Fuse Moss. This is pretty interesting. It means we were kind of partially right in our prediction of what we saw in the data download a few days ago, that they would start adding. However, it does seem that it is category specific, right? Themed to the celebration. So in this celebration, you know, the 2 Future Saga ones from that lead are here. Now, maybe in the future, you know, say we have a Dragon Ball Super Broly celebration, right? Maybe we'll see some other Dokkan Fests related to that. Like, I guess maybe, what is there in the next batch? Actually, I don't think there's anybody that would fit that, but there is, like, for example, if we did a Cell Saga, maybe that, STR Cell could be made available, right? So very, you know, it's interesting concept to view moving forward. You know, maybe if there's a GT celebration, we get the 120s in there, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku or Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. It's possible. Anything goes at this point, especially now that we know those 120s are on the Blue Stone. So who knows? Either way, I don't think this edition doesn't really affect who I think you should choose all that much, but it does add value to the stone, right? So first and foremost, let's talk about who you should choose, right? Who's the best choice? As always, really, this list of characters, there is no one best choice, right? It's ultimately up to who your box needs, depending on when you started. Certain characters may be more valuable to me. So for example, right, as of right now, I only have basically all of these characters except for the Vegeta, the Janemba, and the Gogeta. All of these guys are all 55% because I've only ever picked them up through this stone because they're just not on banners anymore. So it's really up to who you need for your box. I don't recommend you go for these guys, except maybe these two. They do have some use, especially with the Z Duo, because the Z Duo can activate the part of their passive they need for the nuking, which is helpful. But otherwise, the top 3, I would say, are your picks for the Red Dragonstone. Pretty much remain consistent as I've always recommended for this. The Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, as a new player, he's probably your number 1 choice. He will carry you through a lot of beginning content as a new player. The Janemba serves a lot of the same purposes here as well, right? If you look at both of their passives, right, when we talk about Extreme Z Awakened, right, the Vegeta, he has 80% damage reduction for 10 turns. So you won't be clearing red zone events with this, but, you know, he will definitely help you clearing, like, Dokkan events and whatnot. I'll tell you, right, when I first started, he was he was a godsend for my teams. He helped me clear and awaken a lot of characters like the STR, Goku, and Vegeta that Dokkan awakened into LR Vegito, right? They were one of the first units I pulled, and I could never Dokkan awaken them. I grabbed this guy, and I was able to do it, right? Just because he allows you to kind of tank some hits that you wouldn't otherwise be able to. He will help a lot for these type of events, right? The Janemba serves a lot of the same purpose post EZA, right? He's got guard against all attacks, right? He can evade. And then he gets an extra attack 40 when you activate that guard. So on the extreme side of things, he does a lot of the same things. Very, very helpful. So I would say that they are probably your number 1 and number 2 picks if you were missing anything from here, right? If these were the two, if you didn't have anything, they should be your number 1 and your number 2 picks. Outside of that, I think the Gogeta is probably the next best pick, and that's only because he now has access to those 8th anniversary skill orbs, which will make him very, very powerful. So once again, along the same idea of the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, he's very helpful for newer players out there who need help clearing events, and the extra power he gets from those anniversary skill orbs definitely helps him out. Otherwise, there's not really too much of a sway in any one direction for the rest of them, right? Just pick them up as you need them. Maybe you need to fill out dupes, right? If you're missing, go for those, right? If there's just one specific one you're missing, go for that one. But let's address this pack here now. So again, top 3 choices are the Vegeta, the Gogeta, and the Janemba. Now, and I will say that there is a lot of value to this pack here specifically, right? So if you had chosen this pack over one of those guys, even if you were missing some of those, I wouldn't necessarily say that it's the worst thing, right? Because while they aren't the greatest nowadays, it's still very, very big value, right? You're getting 3 characters for the price of 1, whereas at the other stone, you're getting the character and 2 Elder Kais. Here, you're getting 3 characters. You're getting 2 Dokkan Fest characters with this one, and then 1 banner unit character. Up here, I don't really recommend this one because the value isn't there. They can be good and helpful for newer players, but they're banner units and can be pulled at any given time. So unless you just didn't have you had everything else and this was all you were missing, then the value's there. But otherwise, this is some pretty good value, even though they aren't the best right now, right? Like looking at the Zamasu, he's all right for newer players, right? He is lowering the superclass enemies' attack and defense, so this would help in Dokkan events. He's also giving defense 50% to Realm of God's allies. So let's say you're a newer player and you pull Corrupted Zamasu in tomorrow, right, when he drops. This guy would be helpful on the team that they're on. If you were still a newer player and you were just trying to fill out a team, he would be a decent member to that team. Again, not clearing any red zones or anything, but, a decent enough member to the team, right? Same goes for the Goku Black. This guy is giving extreme class support. He's also a bit of a nuker, but which can help him, but his base defense is so low that even the nuking doesn't really help him. But he is not that terrible. He actually is good for that Corroded Body and Mind mission for the GT Goku event. If you're somebody who hasn't cleared this, both of these guys actually would help you with this, right? Because they're both on... Oh no, actually he's not on Corroded Body and Mind, is he? Okay, only the Goku Black is, right? Yeah, so the Fizz Goku Black would be very, very helpful for that mission if you weren't, if you were missing that mission. So, like I said, there is value to this. I wouldn't necessarily put either one of these guys over, say, like the Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta as a newer player. I think he's probably a little more useful because chances are, as a newer player, the thing you've got the most of is like other Saiyan units that he can be used around. But it's still some pretty good value. And me personally, this is the pack I'm getting because I've only got this guy at 55%. I don't have this guy at all. So this is the pack I'm going with personally. personally. So, guys, that's it for the video. That's kind of just my off-the-cuff recommendation for who you should pick with your red Dragonstone, your new select Dragonstone. Again, for newer players, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Janemba are still always going to be your go-to picks, but if you're beyond that, again, it's box dependent for who you need the most. But if you end up going with the Future Saga pack like I am, it's not exactly the worst thing because it is a pretty impressive value. So anyways, guys, that is the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And in the comments down below, let me know, who did you pick with your select Dragonstone? Let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.